Hello everybody, welcome back to the Gaming Lounge. This is Sfar, your host, and today we're going to go over some replays that got me back to 6600. In my last video, I was able to push to 6,718 trophies. I tilted that back down to 6,400 trophies yesterday, and then today I was able to get back up to 6,626, and we're going to review some of the replays. It was kind of a challenge to get back um, to where I was. So the first match we're going to review is with Hide and Seek. His season high is 6,909. He's playing Pekka Bridge Spam just like I am. And this is a mirror match. And now, in these mirror matches, Nemesis talks about how you have to win the bridge battle and you have to have kind of a counter push on the other side after you're winning the battle. And I agree with him. That's how you win mirror matches. Um, and mirror matches can be kind of frustrating, um, just because um, if you make one small mistake, you could lose the whole game. And what I was trying to do right here was trying to kite the Pekka, which I did, but my E-Wiz just kind of ran off on his own and kind of did his own thing. And at first, I was kind of playing this matchup not correctly. I made a couple mistakes, which I almost gave him the win. Um, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. Like right here, I didn't really know what to do. I didn't know if I should fireball. We're even on elixir right now, which I knew. So the only thing I can think of is just a quick zap. Luckily, he zaps after his ghost dies, so his zap was useless. And it made it so that we were on the same elixir. So now we've kind of just reset. But he does have a better hand than I do just because of the Pekka. So I had to rotate the Magic Archer just so I could get the Pekka back in my hand. I knew that he was already back to his Pekka. And I kind of gave him Fireball value with that, but I wanted to play him in the back so that I had time to get my Elixir back. Now this was kind of frustrating. I'm not sure how I lost this bridge battle, but I do. I go ahead and I play the Battle Ram in front of the Pekka with my Ewiz, and somehow he comes on top on this exchange. Um, I go ahead and I play my Ghost before he plays his Ghost, so and my Pekka's still full life, but my Pekka just retargets on the Ghost, and he plays his Bandit, and now he has a good counter push after winning the bridge battle. I have to play the Magic Archer so that I don't take damage. I go ahead and zap so that the Electric Wizard only gets 3 hits instead of 4 or 5 hits, and that actually it would have gotten probably 7 hits because it had the Bandit to tank. He does a really good job with that Fireball. I knew that I could get enough Elixir to defend his Pekka with my Pekka, and that was actually a really good counter push to put me back in the lead with the damage. And then he just goes ahead and he spams on the right hand side, and I accidentally played the Ewiz in a bad spot, and this was a huge mistake I did. He got a huge damage lead. I mean, my tower is at 750, and he should win this game. He honestly should have won this game because of that mistake I did. But I was able to bring this back, and I go ahead and I play the Battle Ram, just keeping the pressure up so that he can't support his Pekka. I go ahead and I play the Magic Archer so that I could clean up the Pekka. Pekka is not very scary if it's half health. It's actually pretty easy to stop. Pekka is just too slow. It can't really get to the tower, and if it does, it's only going to get one shot because it attacks so slow. But this was kind of scary. I had to go play the E-Wiz because I didn't want him to get any damage, and we're kind of even on damage on the tower now. And this was his mistake. He plays the Pekka. I just got to play the Magic Archer, and it's going to shoot the tower so that I could Fireball. And I was able to come back, and with the mistakes he did, I was able to win the game. But I do like playing Pekka Bridge Spam mirror matches. I think they're really fun. It just comes who's the better player on the deck. And then this was a loss that I did. A ton of back and forth. And he's playing a Mega Knight Minor cycle deck with the Bandit and Prince. And I should have won this matchup honestly to get back to six. I should have been 6,000 trophies after this match, but I made a lot of mistakes. I didn't play very good, and it was just I was just really frustrated. Uh, his deck does beat mine in the in single elixir just because it has such a fast cycle. And right now, I do think Musketeer is a little bit overpowered, but this was a huge mistake I did. I overcommitted on this push, and he was able to stop it with his Musketeer and Prince. And Musketeer has full life, and so even though I got decent damage, I got his tower to 2,285. He's just gonna even with a zap, he brings it back with the Musketeer just because the Musketeer does so much damage and attacks so fast. I think the Musketeer needs to be reverted. I don't think it needed that buff it had last time. The damage buff it got, I think it was kind of stupid, but it is what it is. I have to just eat the damage. I don't know. The Batarang was stupid. Um, I should have done Ewas, but I mean this is the bad play. I just didn't play very well. And good for him. I guess level 13 bats don't make a difference between level 13 versus 14. But I have to go ahead and I play the ghost a little bit too late, so his musketeer is gonna get more damage. And right now we're just kind of even on damage. But what do you guys think? Do you guys think musketeer is fine? Um, I want to know what you guys' thoughts about that. So. And I have to play the Ewas on top of the Prince is because the Prince would have taken the tower if I didn't do anything. With the charge, the Prince is actually a really good card. You see me play with the Prince once in a while. I think it's a fabulous card. Um, I like the changes they've done with him. I think he's really reliable for 5 mana now, and he's really strong. But I'm actually really excited for the balance changes coming in October. They're finally going to nerf Cannon, the health. It's going to help a lot with 2.6 and decks that use Cannon. And I think it's going to be a really fun season next season. I like the changes that they're doing. Um, so this was a good position. I got my Pekka on the left-hand side, and I'm going to go ahead and completely spam the right-hand side. But he's just going to play his Mega Knight. It's going to stop everything. But luckily I was able to get back to my Pekka, and I'm able to play the Pekka on top of the Mega Knight. Um, and let's see what I do from here. I go ahead and I play the Batarang. Now the Batarang, it gets caught a lot. I should have played the Batarang on the left-hand side. I shouldn't have played it on the right-hand side. But this was a decent play. I got his tower to 14,500, 1,450, and this, is still a winnable game. I played the Pekka too high. I should have played it more down so that the Mega Knight gets to my side of the tower. I was trying to play the um, the Magic Archer so that it was hitting the tower, but it didn't work that way because the bats messed it up. And that's what I'm talking about, the Musketeer being overpowered. I mean, my P.E.K.K.A got melted by a Mega Knight and Musketeer. It's so stupid. And at this point, I just lost the game. There was nothing I could do. So good for him. And let's go on to the next game. The next game is against Eris. Looks like he tilted. He got 7K last season. When I fought him, he was at 6,596 and I was at 6,564. And he's playing the Mega Knight Deba's spawner deck, which is a fun deck to fight against. I think it's fun. I think it's a 50-50 matchup, honestly. Especially the version he's playing with the cannon cart. With the cannon cart being nerfed, it's going to be a little bit weaker, just because he has 5 units that I could fireball. He has the hut I could fireball, the furnace I could fireball, the flying machine, and the mother witch. So and I can only use fireball on one of them. So he has a good way of using it's like a fireball bait deck, honestly, and it's a really strong deck still. I think it's really reliable. I think Mega Knight's a really good unit right now. I think he's balanced perfectly. I don't think he's overpowered. I don't think he's too weak. I like the spot he's in. Um, my Pekka got deployed a little bit late right there, so he gets the damage on the tower. He gets the jump tower, the jump damage, and also the just damage by attacking it because it wasn't attacking the Pekka. And just look, the flying machine, cannon cart, and my Pekka's dead. Even with an E-Wiz behind it, it doesn't matter. The Pekka just gets melted. But right now, the game's kind of in a stalemate. Um, I'm not really sure why I played Ghost. I don't think that was a good play, like watching the replay. The Ghost is gonna get the Unit 2 one shot. I'm gonna go ahead and zap it. Now, why did I not zap it on the tower? Why did I wait till it got to the bridge? I don't know. I don't know. It was just bad. I should have zapped it on the tower, so I got damaged. I think I was debating if I should zap it, but that's what happens when you debate things. So he gets his furnace set up, and I have to play the bandit because the furnace will just do so much damage um, if you just leave it be with the fire spirits. Fire spirits do a lot of damage because the fire spirit will automatically get to the tower if you don't do anything to it. And this was actually really scary. He has a dual lane push. I have to use the E-Wiz to clean up the cannon cart, but he gets the tower to 599 health, and he's in a really good spot, and I'm in a really bad spot right now. He's up in elixir right now, um, but luckily my battle ram is gonna take his furnace, and I was able to get a good fireball. Play the bandit to stop the piggies because the piggies would do a lot of damage, and I knew he had poison. And both his towers at 1,199. It's kind of cool that it did it that way. But my tower was only at 459. Really, what he should have done, he should have started spell cycling. He should have poison cycled me. Um, I go ahead and I play the P.E.K.K.A. because I knew he was most likely going to play with the poison, and I knew that I had one push left. There wasn't much I could do. Play the batter ram so it stops the flying machine. And I started to play this matchup really well at this point. I play the way I needed to play to come back, um, which is nice. I'm not sure why the volume just got so loud, but there we go. And luckily we got each other's towers at the same time. That was actually pretty cool. Pretty lucky on my part. Um, and I go ahead and I just kind of spam the pocket. This is why it's nice to get damage on both towers so that um, if you do go into overtime, you have the advantage. I go ahead and I take the fireball. That's a really good fireball play right there. And I go and I get the zap because I don't want my Pekka to take too much damage. And simply, I'm just going to play the Magic Archer, and that's going to be game. There's not much he can do, and that's going to be pretty much the game. And this was actually a really fun game. I was really lucky that I was able to get the fireball in time. Um, let me see. So let's go ahead and watch this matchup against R9. He was playing a Golem deck, and he actually played pretty decently. I do have the matchup on this game. The Golem players can beat Pekka if they outplay the Pekka player, honestly, which I've lost to Golem players who are just better players than I am. The Golem players that I've lost to, the personal best is like 7,200 trophies. And so definitely a Golem player can win this matchup. I think it's more 60-40 to be honest with you. But this player isn't one of those players that could beat me, so I end up taking the match. I knew he was playing Golem. Um, but I go ahead and play the P.E.K.K.A. just because I wanted to surprise him, and it worked out all right. I go ahead and play the E-Wiz, and I'm able to spam on the other side. Now, I didn't realize he had Cage, but now I do. And that if he didn't have Cage, this matchup, this push would have been really good. It's still a pretty decent push with the Electric Wizard and Ghost, and I'm getting a lot better with the original Bridge Spam with how to play the support units better. So I have a huge lead. I have his tower at 2,050 health after that push, and my towers are still pretty healthy. So I'm definitely in a really good spot right now. And at this point, I knew I was going to win the game. I just have to save my Pekka to defend his golem, and I know that I have to place my units away from each other so that he doesn't get lightning value. This was really annoying that he just lightnings the tower. And with Cage, I knew that I couldn't punish him by pushing the right-hand side. So I just go ahead and I play the Magic Archer to clean it up. And now I'm going to spam Ghost and Battleram. The reason why I played the Ghost in the middle, because I knew he was going to play the Cage, and I didn't want my Ghost to be too far away. I go ahead and take the Zap so that my Ghost could get on the tower, but he goes and he does a really good Barbarian Barrel, which stops the push. And now we're just, just kind of waiting. I'm waiting for him to play his Pekka, but he's playing Baby Dragons in the back because he wants to play his Golem on the opposite side of my Pekka, which is smart, you know? If I play a Pekka and he plays on the opposite side, I'm not going to really be able to stop the Pekka, the Golem push, really. And it's easier to stop a Pekka with his cards than it is for me to stop his Golem with the cards I have. So I have a dual lane push right now. Uh, I was really happy that he can't support his Pekka, and so I go ahead and I just spam the right hand side, but he's able to stop it. I play the Magic Archer on the bottom. He does a really good job with the tornadoes so that he could get a lot of damage. And this is what I'm talking about. A golem with no support units. At the very end, he had a baby dragon. Gets my tower to 1,478. Pekka it just kills units too slow. But this is a beautiful dual lane push with two Pekkas, and I knew that he wasn't going to be able to stop it. The tornado only helped the push, honestly, because they made it so that I could kill his units even faster. That's a really good zap. I go ahead and get the connection with the Battle Ram with that zap, and he plays his cage a little bit too late. I go ahead and I play the Magic Archer, and I go ahead and he cleans up. Now it's just a Fireball zap, so I'm just going to play my units, so once I have zap in the hand, that's when I can Fireball. And that's going to be the end of this game. And I go ahead and get the zap, and the match is over. This last game that I'm going to show you is against an E-Giant. So I got really lucky that I had back-to-back matchups that were in my favor. Yeah, last season he only got 6,516, and his highest is 6,851. And then his season highest is 6,743. So he's kind of tilted right now. He's probably done for the season because he probably wants a 6,600 finish. We'll see, though. And then the last matchup is against LOL GMTA. And he usually gets, it looks like 6,600 trophies every season, kind of like how I do. And let's watch this matchup and see how it goes. Now, I was able to beat this guy pretty easily just because he made tons of mistakes. He played his Electric Giant in the back, and so it gave me plenty of time for me to get my Pekka. That was kind of an interesting interaction that it blocked this Fire Spirit so that it couldn't get on the tower even though the ghost didn't attack it. And so right here I knew I was going to win the game because he already went ahead and played his Electro Giant. So I was like, okay, this guy obviously doesn't know how to play this deck very well. But yeah, he's still pretty high up. He's still, 6,600 trophies with not knowing how to play his deck. And he was probably really frustrated with this matchup, getting a Pekka player. And so I go ahead and I play the Magic Archer high so that I could get damage on the Garb Cage, and I get tons of value. And I go ahead and I play the Battle Ram because I knew that the E-Wiz was going to clean up on the Archer Queen. And I go ahead and I play the Bandit so that I could get pretty good damage on the tower. He does a good job with the Fire Spirit because that's going to stop the push, and my Bandit is not going to get on the tower. So that was actually a really good interaction that he did to stop that push. Like, my push should have been stronger, but he did a good job defending it with the Fire Spirit and Dark Prince. So good job on his part. But both of my towers have pretty much full life, and his tower is halfway dead. I just play it up high just so that he has to play his cage, and I needed to cycle my ghost out of hand. Um, and I go ahead and I'm gonna cycle the Magic Archer. Now, Gob Cage, if you don't defend it, it does tons of damage. So I have to play the Electric Wizard. I know that he's playing Baby Dragon, not Inferno Dragon, so that my E-Wiz isn't too important in this matchup. Um, and I go ahead and I take his tower with a good zap, so that my units can stay alive. And at this point, the game's over. There's only a minute left, and he doesn't know how to play this matchup. So pretty much what he needs to do is just not play his Electric Giant at all. He just needs to play his support units, honestly, and use Lightning to kill my units that can stop his units in. And that's how he wins against Pekka Bridge Spam. He is going to get a really strong push on the right-hand side. I know that I can't support the Pekka, but with my Bandit and with my Ghost, I'm able to stop it pretty good. Now, luckily, I killed his Dark Prince before he plays his second Electric Giant. And so I go ahead and I play the Magic Archer down low so that it could snipe his Electric Giant. And now it's too late. He goes in lightnings, but he just wasn't able to get enough damage. And I go and I BM him with the Electric Giant and Bandit emo. But I hope you guys enjoy this season. I'm still going to try to push for 7K. Like I said, I tilted and I was in 6,400 the last couple of days. I was able to re-push back to 6,626. We'll see. If I start tilting again, I might just stay at 6,600 and just end the season since there's only one day left. But we'll see. Um, but I hope you guys keep on clashing. I hope you guys are able to push higher on the ladder. And I hope you guys are able to achieve your goals. And until next time, I hope you guys have a good night.